Hello, my love! Good morning to you. I hope that this finds you well. I hope you slept well last night. I hope you had fantastic dreams. I hope you went somewhere amazing in your dreams. I hope for you today that you forgive someone for something. Maybe something recent, maybe something long in the past. Maybe to the actual person or just maybe in yourself, where the forgiveness matters most. Well, that's not necessarily true. Depending on the circumstances, it could matter quite a lot to the other person too. But I hope you find it in your heart to forgive someone for something large or small. Today, I was thinking about the phrase, "you're too sensitive," and this was something that bristled the hairs on the back of my neck. I had a relative who would say it to me, "Oh, you're too sensitive," and it always irked me. It's an argument that just lacks support. It's subjective. It's sort of, I always think of it, especially in terms of social appropriateness, or at one point in my life it was termed political correctness, but that it was sort of the rallying cry, or the hollow rallying cry of adults who were children and did not want their toys taken from them, in the sense that they did not want to be able to do the thing that other people thought was offensive. They wanted to still do it. "Oh, you're too sensitive," was the response when you would object to something that someone said. And it carries no water. If someone is indeed too sensitive, and sensitivity, as all things are, is a matter of comparison, but if someone is too sensitive and it is an issue, the proof will be in the pudding. Then people will not want to hang out with them, or they will not give them credence down the road, or they will literally explain why their argument or the issue that they're addressing is incorrect. But what happens when people say, "Oh, you are too sensitive," is they don't then explain why the sensitivity is wrong. They just don't like it, right? They just don't like not being able to act the way they had been acting, or to think, God forbid, that the way they had been acting is perhaps somewhat reprehensible. People don't like to think that they've been making mistakes, which is why you should just embrace the fact that you are going to make them all the time. But be that what it may, so and then the irony of it is, people who are saying, "Oh, you're too sensitive," are themselves being too sensitive. They're too sensitive to be able to handle your desire that they act perhaps differently, or people not use certain words, or think about why, which is more important, certain words are appropriate or not appropriate, or why they might offend someone or be viewed as a microaggression, which is a term I always did not like and found very confusing, but nonetheless very real thing. And so I recommend against it. Don't tell someone that they're too sensitive. Try and understand why they are saying the thing they're saying, what it is about their sensitivity, why it matters. Put yourself in their shoes. Because usually I found there was a reason for it. There was actually something there. If you pause and listen and try and understand, doesn't mean you have to agree, right? And so often it felt into the issue of, "Oh, well, if you're sensitive about that, I should be sensitive about this." And then the response is, "Wait, hold on. We're talking about this over here. We're not talking about you. We can, but let's finish this conversation first." Again, it's all the points of comparison, but I recommend against it. Do not tell people they are too sensitive. Try and understand them. Get a grasp of what they're talking about. And maybe indeed their position is faulty, or inappropriate, or doesn't make sense, or extreme in the views of the culture, although what is extreme at one point can become mainstream later, as I'm sure you are aware. But think about it. Treat people with kindness and try and approach them with understanding, or try to understand. So I will leave it at that and recommend again Black Star Kids and Meander Spiral Explode, and tell you that I love you and that I most certainly do not think that you are too sensitive.